Hey friends, welcome back to English Bloom, the place where your English doesn't just grow, it blooms into something confident, natural, and genuinely you. I'm Alex, and today we're talking about something every advanced learner eventually runs into: the gap between textbook English and the real stuff native speakers actually say at work. Picture this. You've nailed your business English course. You can write flawless emails, present slides without a hitch. Then you join your first team meeting and someone casually drops, "Let's circle back on that after we loop in marketing." And you're sitting there thinking, circle what? Loop who? I've been there. My very first corporate job, fresh out of grad school, I once replied to, "We need to get all our ducks in a row," with, should I bring actual ducks? True story. The whole room cracked up in the nicest way, and that moment taught me everything. If you're an advanced learner, maybe B2 pushing towards C1, or already C1 or C2 and polishing the final layer, you already know the grammar. What you want now is the real conversational flow, the idioms, the phrasal verbs, the little cultural shortcuts that make you sound like you belong. That's exactly what we're unpacking today. Stick around, because by the end, you'll have a toolkit of phrases you can actually use on Monday morning. How's your week treating you, by the way? If you're listening on your commute or while making coffee, you're in exactly the right headspace. Let's dive in. Let's start where every workday begins, those first 30 seconds when you log on or walk into the office. Native speakers rarely jump straight into business. Instead, they ease in with what I call temperature-checking phrases. You'll hear things like, "How's it going?" But the reply that actually keeps the conversation alive is never just fine. It's more like, "Not too bad, thanks, though I'm absolutely swamped with the Q3 forecast." Swamped. That's a beautiful phrasal verb, meaning overwhelmed, buried under work. Notice how it paints a picture without complaining outright. Or the classic, "Crazy week so far?" And the expected response might be, "Tell me about it. I've been putting out fires since Tuesday." Putting out fires. Not literal, of course. It means dealing with urgent problems before they get worse. If you're listening and thinking, "Wait, I would have said I've been very busy," that's exactly why we're here. Native speakers use these vivid little metaphors to sound relatable, not robotic. A personal one. Last year, I started a new project and my manager greeted me with, "Morning, you're looking bright-eyed and bushy-tailed." I had to quickly Google it later. It means energetic and enthusiastic, like a squirrel. Cultural reference noted. Shifting gears to the meeting room or the endless Zoom grid, this is where the real linguistic gymnastics happen. Suppose you want to suggest something new. A textbook might say, "I propose we consider an alternative approach." A native speaker says, "What if we take a different tack on this one?" Take a different tack, from sailing, meaning change direction. Beautiful, right? Or the slightly more casual, "I'm wondering if there's mileage in exploring X." Mileage here means value or potential benefit, not actual kilometers. Now, what about disagreeing without sounding rude? You'll almost never hear a blunt, "No, that's wrong." Instead, "I see where you're coming from, but I'm not sure that'll land with the client." Land with, meaning be well received by. Or the polite pushback classic, "That's an interesting angle, albeit a risky one." If you're an advanced learner tuning in, notice how I just slipped in albeit. It's a more formal way of saying although, and it instantly raises the sophistication level. And when things get heated, let's not get ahead of ourselves, or "We're getting a bit off-piste here." Off-piste is skiing slang for going off the marked trail. In meetings, it means straying from the main topic. I love these little analogies because they show how English borrows from everywhere. I once watched a colleague gently shut down a wild idea with, "Look, I don't want to rain on anyone's parade, but..." Rain on someone's parade, to spoil the excitement. Delivered with a smile, it softens the blow beautifully. Moving on to one of the trickiest areas, giving and receiving feedback. Native speakers are masters of the positive sandwich. Praise first. "You absolutely crushed that presentation. The client was blown away." Crushed it means did an outstanding job. Blown away means extremely impressed. Then the constructive bit. "That said, I wonder if we could tighten up the middle section. It felt a tad long-winded." Tighten up is a phrasal verb for making something more concise. Long-winded, using more words than necessary. Notice the softening. "I wonder if," and "a tad" instead of "it was too long." Receiving criticism? The graceful response isn't defensive. It's often, "Appreciate the feedback, I'll take that on board." Take on board means accept and consider seriously. Or the reflective, "That's a fair point, I hadn't clocked that." Clocked here means noticed or realized. Vulnerability moment. Early in my career, I once received feedback that my slides were a bit death by PowerPoint. I had to smile through it, then later asked a mentor what it meant. Turns out it's when slides are overloaded with text and kill the audience's attention. Ouch, but useful. Let's talk about the informal side, the chats by the coffee machine or in the Slack threads that never make it into the official minutes. When someone's overloaded, "I'm snowed under," or "I'm juggling too many balls right now." Snowed under, buried in work. The juggling image is perfect because it shows the mental effort. When a deadline is tight, we're up against it on this one. Or the optimistic flip, if we hit the ground running on Monday, we should be golden. Hit the ground running means start quickly and effectively. And the gentle complaint that isn't really complaining. This project has been a bit of a moving target, meaning the goals keep changing, or we're playing whack-a-mole with these issues. You get the picture. Fun, visual language that keeps things light even when the pressure is on. Here's a quick what if for you. What if every workplace conversation was as direct as a textbook? Meetings would be brutally short and probably brutally lonely. The idioms and metaphors are what builds rapport. Would say, "I'm human, you're human, let's navigate this together." All right, let's land this plane with some clear takeaways you can steal and use immediately. Key phrases to practice this week. Let's circle back, loop in, or touch base for follow-up. "I'm swamped" or "snowed under." Honest but light way to say you're busy. That's an interesting angle, albeit polite disagreement. I'll take that on board. Graceful way to accept feedback. Hit the ground running, energetic start. If you're wondering how to make them yours, here's my challenge. Record yourself using just one of these in a mock work conversation this week. Play it back. Does it feel natural yet? That's how fluency blooms, one deliberate, slightly awkward use at a time. Before we wrap up, I'd love to hear from you. Drop me a voice note or comment. What's the one workplace phrase that still trips you up? Or share a time when an idiom completely threw you off. Your stories are honestly the best part of this show. Next episode, we're exploring real English in tricky social situations. Think networking events, office parties, and that awkward moment when someone asks, "So, what do you actually do?" Should be fun. Thank you for spending this time with me. If this episode helped even a little, hit subscribe, leave a quick review, and share it with one colleague or fellow learner who needs it. Your English is already blooming. Keep going. I'm Alex, signing off from English Bloom. Take care, speak boldly, and I'll catch you next time.